Hey you. What are your expectations for a Dragon Ball game? What genre do you prefer? Beat 'em ups, open world, classic fighter, RPG? Do you play competitively, try to be the best? Or do you focus on single player and have fun with the game, or both like myself? How do you feel about the community, the people who are also playing the game? Are you a proud, honest fighter who plays his or her best, fairly? Or do you play in a reckless and any means necessary manner would find cheap? Do you enjoy Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Hey everybody, my name is Jack from the site Saint, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the problems with Xenoverse 2 that not everyone can see. A lot of them are clear, but Xenoverse 2 isn't a perfect game. It's a great game, but it isn't perfect. A lot of people know about these issues, and there's just a lot to cover here. So this is going to be a fairly long video. Probably like over 20 minutes, which isn't too bad. But sit back, relax, and I'm going to be breaking these up into categories in which I'll talk about a certain thing at a time in an issue of the game. Before we start, I would just like to say Xenoverse 2 is a great game. I love Xenoverse 2, and I'm only making this video to point out some issues that are in the game, because every game has its problems. Anyway, we're going to start right now. I will let you watch the rest of this background before I do. Alright, let's get right into this. Playing online. The clearest issue to any Xenoverse player ever. Everyone knows about the online struggles and how everything runs online, how people will play, and how mad people will get. A lot of people stop playing this game because of online. But online, as we'll talk about later, it's really the only thing you could do in this game anymore. After defeating everything, with all the story and all the side quests, there's nothing else you could do except for online. So this is what you have to resort to, which can be fun if you're fighting a good player who's not going to spam or rage quit. But if you're fighting like hit players who like to spam things, or Gogeta people who like to spam Punisher drives, then it's not going to be anywhere near as fun. Online can really make or break your experience with this game. This is how you're gonna play. You're not always gonna go every day into an offline battle against the CPU. That just isn't as fun. It feels so rewarding after being in a long, good fight, and you coming out as the victor in the end. But there's so many people online who, with their cheap, babyish and unfair ways of playing the game, they kind of ruin it in a sense. Like, when you go online, you want to enjoy yourself, but it's always like a 50-50 chance of what will happen when you go out there. You're gonna find a player who rage quits like this. You can find someone who just plays cheap in general and spams the hell out of moves with the God Fist. Let's just talk about rage quitting real quick. The act of rage quitting, if you don't know what it is in Xenoverse 2, which you probably do, is when you're fighting somebody and they're about to lose, yet they close their application or take out their disk right before it, so the loss doesn't count. In which people they just don't want to lose a tiny bit of BP or add another loss to their win-loss record. There really isn't much of a point, because you're not going to just win every match. Because with the Super Itachi, everyone knows he's a huge loser, and no one knows why he keeps up this act. Maybe just he's happy that people get mad at him. Everyone knows he's a pretty big loser and he's not even too good at this game that you're seeing right now. Everyone knows he's not good at the game. Everyone knows his rage quitting ways. But he still doesn't admit to it. He calls them liars, the people that are calling him out rightfully. And he's just stupid because he rage quits in order to get his win record up. He plays cheaply with Go Go Gum, Punisher Drive, all those moves, and he gets up his win record when he should have about 10,000 losses if rage quits counted. Rage quitting is stupid, especially because I fought people with 0 BP and they rage quit just for the act of rage quitting and they're salty they lost. Online play is really a gamble. Like, let's just talk about online play. I feel like you should be allowed, without being criticized, to use moves like Punisher Drive or Aura Slide online. Just don't excessively spam it. Use the move as like a proper way. You would maybe use a different move. And don't use it in a cheap, easy way that doesn't take skill, and just keep on excessively using it. Also, this can work with cheap characters too. Don't go and abuse their combos or anything. You can still play with them. Also, hit detection right there. That was one of the most BS fights I've ever had in the background. But you should be allowed to play with whoever you want without being criticized as long as you don't play too cheaply. You know, people are just they can keep spamming the same things over and over. Xenoverse itself can glitch and fuck up, which network is an issue for another day. That's kinda not really Xenoverse's fault, it's the connection's fault, but it just messes up hit detection, really everything about online play and a stable connection. But Xenoverse 2, see that right there? He got a little bit of health back. It was kinda stupid. So, I'm done talking about online play for now, but there's just a lot of issues, okay? Let's make this one quick. It isn't too much of an issue, but this is just a small complaint that everyone has talked about sometime or another. It used to be a lot worse back in the beginning of the game, but loading screens can take up to a few minutes at times, and maybe if they were just a little shorter, like in terms of everything, like in between fights in the story mode, parallel quests, yeah, maybe it would be better. Also, there's a glitch online where sometimes when it starts at the fight, it just stares at you for like a minute. But whatever, this is a short one that can be fixed easily. Loading screens are a little long. Keeping Metal Shop is mostly fine most of the time. It usually has what should be there, but some things are a little overpriced. That doesn't matter too much. It's just that sometimes things aren't there, which is weird. Everything should be there that should be there. So that's it. That's it. Small. Well, let's talk about the tournament. They suck in this game. Okay, maybe that's a little harsh. They don't suck. They just, it's not a tournament. I'm not playing a tournament. I'm playing a get-together where it's ranked, except you use a particular character, which is fun sometimes, but I usually don't play the tournaments because they're kind of boring. All you do is fight, no brackets. If you saw Siriax's video of how you would want it in there, the old style tournaments we got in Tenkaichi days and Budoka days and all the old days from every old game. How did they forget how to do a fucking tournament mode? This could be a whole separate mode on itself. They could have a tournament mode and this mode, just rename it. Because this is not a tournament, man. It's not a tournament. And yeah, tournaments, everyone knows they are too great. Now let's talk about boosters. Every big Dragon Ball YouTuber, Dragon Ball gamer YouTuber, has talked about boosters sometime or another. Basically, they're just people who have access to more than one console, and they keep on, or more than one account on PlayStation, and they keep on joining a tournament lobby or a ranked lobby, and they keep on trading wins and losses, putting up both of their BP to be extremely high. That's it. They just cheat to get to the top because they aren't skilled enough to do it by fighting real players. Boosters in tournaments really do need some work. Boosters need to be fixed somehow, and they wouldn't be here for what's the tournament and the weird ranked system. Alright, the Dragon Balls. When you have them, the wish opportunities, what they tell you to ask for, that's perfectly okay. Although maybe adding in a few maps would be cool. But getting the Dragon Balls, getting them, it's dumb. You have to like fight these stupid fucking Tide Patrol people that you find in parallel quests, and you might get them. There should be a better way of getting Dragon Balls, like an exclusive mode, like a capture. We could use them in like a captured Dragon Balls mode, like Syriac said in one of his videos. But we're not going to be talking about like a whole new mode right now. We're going to be talking about how to get the Dragon Balls, which, well, maybe in a style similar to the style that Guru makes you do when he needs help. That's one good way to actually make these boring missions come to use by giving us something to do, and when they were abused in the beginning, it'll be easier. How about you don't get a Dragon Ball every time, and you have to do certain things, and you just have to find it and make it a little harder to find, them harder to find. Just a better way of retrieving it than just beating something in the fight. There should be ways to just go around and get Dragon Balls. Like, it can be difficult. It has to be difficult. Because you can't just get Dragon Balls on ease, but don't make it a fucking fight and with no transaction. Look who got a Dragon Ball because you beat these random time patrollers. No. Make it seem like I earned that Dragon Ball by doing something in this not just doing it stupid. There has to be a better way. I don't know right now, but there has to be a better way. Single-handedly the biggest problem with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, other than maybe the online. The story mode. Oh, the story mode. An identical ripoff of Xenoverse 1 besides Demura being a Xenoverse 1 and everything. Alright, let's talk about it. There could be entertaining stuff. The DLC story modes are both pretty fun to play, I'm not gonna lie, because they were new and Dragon Ball Super related. But the reason people were so excited about the Xenoverse games is because they thought it would be a different experience from the same thing every time, which it kind of is, but it's kind of the same thing. You just play through the exact same fights in the exact same order as the Dragon Ball Z story mode, just you're playing as somebody different. You basically just, and there's like not even any cutscenes or explanation between a lot of these fights. You just go in and win the fight. Like, the story mode's super weak. It's bad. They really need to improve upon it and make a more custom story mode. Like, it doesn't work. It really doesn't. Parallel quests and expert missions, not too much wrong with them. You could beat every parallel quest and every expert mission together in about a day, and they both give you items and stuff to give. It's just sometimes with parallel quests, even if you do everything right, it won't give you anything, same with expert missions, so that's one minor bad thing about them. Just, it should give you the right thing if you complete them at the ultimate finish every single time, and not just pieces of it. Give you all the rewards that you're asking for, because that's what you're going for. Now this, I know what I said before, but this is actually the biggest problem in this game. There's nothing to do. After you beat every parallel quest, every side quest, every expert mission, the story mode, everything to do in content around the map, you're done. Granted, a lot of games just have a story mode and online mode when you're finished, but that is different. Like Xenoverse, there's just nothing to do anymore. Like, other games could have some replay value or just other game modes that you can keep coming back to, but Xenoverse, after you beat everything, you don't have any replay value because you feel like you've grinded to get here. Because doing a bunch of parallel quests in a row isn't really fun. But there's not much to do in the game anymore, except for maybe like a roleplay like me, in which you could make up your own stories and work with what you have around you, but all you can do is the online battles, as I said before. Or you could redo parallel quests and grind for moves, which are too hard to get. You could experiment with new stuff, but it's going to be the same thing, because after you beat everything, there's nothing else to do. After you get all the masters, which are extremely easy, and only take about a day as well, you're done. You could just have fun around the map with your friends, doing parallel quests online, just playing the tournament, do some online 3v3s, endless battles. But if you keep doing this over and over again, eventually people get tired of the game. And people are tired of the game. And that's why. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a great game, but people just got sick of it because of the same repetitive nature that it keeps coming back with the same thing when you're done. If it has more replayability and just fixing the minor features that make this game not perfect, this game would be a hit. Like, the best Dragon Ball game. If Xenoverse 3 can capitalize on all of this, have a legitimate, like, new story and everything, that would be the best Dragon Ball game of all time. The combat system in Xenoverse 2 is fantastic. Some of the best in the whole Dragon Ball game franchise. It's great, the combat system. It's extremely fun to play, and it doesn't get old. There's so many customization features you could do when it comes to clothing, QQ Super Souls, and skills. You can make presets, you can do a lot in this game. But that's your character is all you can really focus on when you finish every quest. Kind of like Dragon Ball Z, to be honest, in which the quest is over, you live in peace. Except that's just not the best way to put it in video game form. All you do for the rest of your life is fight other people online. And there's nothing else you could do in the game. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is an amazing game. It really is. Except, you just run out of things to do. Kinda quickly. Sure, it's a great experience for everyone, and I recommend it if you didn't think about getting the game. But let's just hope Xenoverse 3 can capitalize on Xenoverse 2's failing. Maybe it came out too soon after Xenoverse 1. Who knows? But Xenoverse 2 is far from perfect. But I do feel it can be perfect if they really work off of it better. It's kind of a shame that they had a lot of stuff there, but they just went with the same old things when it comes to the story and just everything. So, yeah, that's about all I could say. Xenoverse 2 is a good game, but it definitely has a bunch of flaws that it can be improved upon. A lot of people are leaving this game day after day because of cheese and just the repetitive nature of this game and how old it gets. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a great game. Trust me. It's just, will you keep on enjoying it in like a year from now? After keep getting the same thing fed to you day after day? Probably not. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's going to be all for this video. If you enjoyed it, press the like button. It helps me out a lot, and it gives me self-esteem. So, if you want me to do any more these types of things where I kind of do a review sort of thing, leave it down below. If you enjoyed this video and agreed with my facts, also put it down. And if you have any other ideas or things wrong with this game that I didn't mention, you could go and put that down as well. I hope you enjoyed me talking about some problems and why people usually stopped playing Xenoverse 2. But it is still an extremely good game, and I wouldn't stop playing it personally, but I could see why a lot of people do, and it does get really annoying sometimes just to go from enjoying yourself to finding this one really cheap person online that ruins your day. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. Thank you all for watching. I applaud you for sitting through, and I'll see you in the next video. I try to upload as much as I can, but that'll be all for today. If you do, press the subscribe button, and also make sure to hit that bell that notifies you whenever I upload, because YouTube's broken, and also press the like, as I said before. Leave a nice comment. Make me feel good about myself. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. See you later, Saints. I am done.